Hello and welcome to the most boring man on YouTube. Today we've got the Formula 1 2022 Hungarian Grand Prix. It's qualifying day and some big news into the weekend. Sebastian Vettel retiring from Formula 1. He announced that earlier in the week, and this will be his last season for the four-time world champion with Aston Martin. Come as a bit of a surprise. I don't think anyone was really expecting that either at this stage as an announcement. Definitely not Aston Martin. They did report just before the French Grand Prix that they were in talks to extend his contract at Aston Martin. So a bit of a strange timing on that one, but it must have come a bit of a surprise to everybody. So big news there. He's been a credit to Formula 1, fantastic world champion. And yeah, a bit of shame he's retiring. In terms of updates, Haas have brought their one and only big update to the for the season. They did announce that earlier. If anyone's seen it, it does look quite like the Ferrari. They've gone with the swooping rear cover on the engine and the fins all along the side, more aggressive in compared to what they had earlier. So it'll be interesting to see how them two play out. It's only going to be on Magnussen's car. They didn't have enough resources to produce the upgrades parts for both cars. So it'll be going to Magnussen only because he was ahead in the championship. Now, free practice 1 and 2 on Friday, they were dominated by Ferrari. Everyone's expecting Ferrari to be fastest here. Purely because of the nature of the circuit, many corners, slow speed, and that's where they've been brilliant with their downforce package so far this season. Q practice 3, we had a wet session, just threw everything out. It was expecting to be a wet qualifying as well. Practice 3 was just soaking wet, and in that we see Sebastian Vettel crash. Surprise of that one was Williams, with Nicholas Latifi leading for Williams at the end of free practice 3. He pipped Leclerc right at the end there. So great for Williams. At least we know they're fast in the wet, probably not in the dry just yet. So into Q1, we had Latifi qualifying 20th and last after his heroics in P3. It was a dry qualifying, so he qualified last in the Williams there. Pierre Garcia had a poor qualifying, 19th for him in the Alpha Tauri. His Saturdays haven't been great so far, but he normally does perform better on a Sunday. But it'd be difficult here with the Hungarian, normally difficult to overtake. But with these cars following a lot more closely, we might have some overtaking, especially down into first corner tomorrow. Let's see how he gets on. Vettel 18th after his crash. Mechanics managed to get him out in time, but it's a shame for them. All their hard work didn't really culminate in much more than going out in Q1. 17th was Albon in the Williams and Yuki Tsunoda 16th. So again, showing Pierre Gasly poor qualifying. He normally out-qualifies Tsunoda, and he beats him this weekend. Hamilton was fastest, as was Russell and Sainz in Q1. Not really expecting them to lead the way when it counts in Q3, to be honest with you. They were all over the place in practice 3, especially in the rain. They were just nowhere, and even in practice 1 and 2, they've not really been fastest or shown the speed that they can win, to be honest with you. Q2, we saw Mick Schumacher go out. He's qualifying 15th in the Haas. Obviously his car not with the upgrades this weekend, but not the best qualifying. Expect them to do a little better here. So let's see how he gets on in the race. Stroll 14th, Magnussen 13th. A bit of a shame for him. He's got the upgrades in that Haas, so I'd expect him to do a bit more further up the grid than he is. Let's see how that car is in the race tomorrow. Joe Ganzu is 12th for Alfa Romeo, and the shock of this qualifying session was Perez. He's out in Q2. It was an error with the FIA. They deleted a time which they then reinstated, but he was out, probably out of sync then to get the best lap time in at the end of Q2. and he's qualified in 11th. And then the big shock, Q1, Verstappen went out and he sort of said he's had engine issues. He qualified 10th today, so that's he's got it all to do tomorrow in a track where it's difficult to overtake. Let's see how he gets on in that Red Bull. Danny Ricciardo, better qualifying for him today, qualified in 9th. He's finally made it into Q3. He's had a poor qualifyings and a few poor over the last few weekends, so let's see how he normally does better in the race. So this should show he can go race well and get further up the grid, build some confidence in him ahead of the summer break. Bottas in 8th, decent qualifying for him in the Alfa Romeo. Hamilton 7th, he reported DRS issues, couldn't get his DRS open, and that's why he aborted his last lap and into the pits. So it's such a shame for him. Alonso 6th in Alpine. Ocon, brilliant, out-qualifies Alonso 5th in the Alpine. Lando Norris 4th, what a fantastic qualifying for him in the McLaren. And then we've got the big shot coming up at the front. Charles Leclerc in 3rd place for Ferrari. Expected them to have a 1-2. It looked like that way until right at the end. And when we seen George Russell on pole, can you believe it, for Mercedes? An absolute shock. They weren't fastest anywhere at any point of the weekend. And he's put it on pole. He beat Carlos Sainz right at the end. When we all thought it was all done, to be honest with you. We're thinking it was a Ferrari 1-2 with Carlos Sainz beating Leclerc. Out come George Russell with a fantastic lap. I mean, I don't know where he's got the pace from there in that with Mercedes. They weren't having it all weekend. And for him to just come out and pop it on pole, what a fantastic result that is. Some recompense for Red Bull having Ferrari beat at the front, but they've got it all to do from the back. So we're in for a fantastic Grand Prix tomorrow. Can George Russell hold on for his first win in Mercedes? Hungarian is a hard track to overtake on. And Mercedes have done better in race pace compared to everybody else over the last few weekends. So could we see George Russell finally get that first win for Mercedes? That'd be absolutely brilliant. He's got the 2 Ferraris chasing him down tomorrow. We've got the Red Bulls mid-pack, and they've got it all to do, so we'll see fast cars trying to get through tomorrow. I think we're in for a cracking race. I'm really excited for this one. George Russell on pole, that is just epic. Didn't see that coming whatsoever. Let's bring on tomorrow. Super excited. See you then. Thank you for watching The Most Boring Mac on YouTube. Please like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.